Hello, everyone. It's Amanda Waldhard. Thank you for joining me for this week's Weekly Wednesday. You are at Amanda's InspirationStation.com. Welcome. Today, I have some really cute treats for you for this week's Weekly Wednesday projects. I love treats. I love making treats. I love finding treats in the stores and creating different things for them. So today I have two very easy treats for you, which I love easy. Easy's good, right? One of them is something that Stampin' Up! Has a die for. I mean, it's just perfect. This is the Cracker and Treat Box. It actually has a die to make this cute little treat box, which I'm going to show you in a moment what's inside. And then you just decorate the outside. It's just so adorable. Plus, what I love about this die is I love all the different sizes for the labels, like for just putting little things. So we're going to, like the little sayings. So we're going to use Through It Together stamp set with this, because I put With Much Love, which is found right on this one. Somewhere right there. But there's so many different things that you could put on there, like Forever Grateful. I mean, how cute would these be like on your Thanksgiving table, or, you know, in your classroom or at work for all your employees? Just a cute little gift. So we're going to be using those two things. And then we're also going to be using the Hello Harvest bundle today, because we're going to make this cute little box, which I have made this box many times for different things. This box will also fit 3x3 note cards in it, but today we're not having note cards in it. Today we are having, are you ready for it? And my measurements. Are you ready for that? Which we'll get to the measurements in just a moment. But today we are having little pumpkin moon pies. These are so cute. They fit perfectly. I found these at the Dollar Tree. So they are mini pumpkin spice moon pies. I mean, 'tis the season, right? It's all about pumpkin spice and apples and caramel apples, which leads me into what's in this next little guy. I also found these at the Dollar Tree. These are caramel apple filled hard candies. So they're the Weathers Original, and they're really good, actually. So aren't they cute? So you can fit, I believe there's 3 of them in here, which we're going to find out again because I don't remember, but we'll find out. So both of these treats I've got at the Dollar Tree, and it's perfect. Like these ones right here, there's 6 pies in here. So for $1.25, you could make up, 6 of these little boxes. They're so cute. All right, so let's get started. Let's start with the box, because the box is pretty easy, and I like the box. So going back to the measurements before I forget, in the link below, there is the measurements. I print out every week for my Weekly Wednesday. I do a project sheet, and it's completely free for you. So the project sheet will have the colored pictures of both of these projects. It'll have the measurements to it and the supply list of what we used. So the video is the instructions. So you don't have to worry about stopping and writing down all the different measurements, because I have them written down for you. So we need a top and a bottom. The bottom will be a little bit smaller than the top. So the bottom is 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and the top is 5 3/8 by 5 3/8. Now the best part about this box, I love this box because it's so fun and easy. You are literally just going to go around on all 4 sides and score it at 1 inch. So 1 inch, we're going to turn it. You're going to score it at 1 inch. We're going to turn it. You're going to score it at 1 inch. You're going to turn it, and you're going to score it at 1 inch. Voila. Set that aside. Let's do it for the other thing. And you can use, if you don't have your Simply Score tool, which if you don't have a Simply Score tool, I feel like you need to get one. This should be on your wish list, because this is like my favorite tool. Obviously, besides a cutting tool, our paper trimmer, because, we can't do our projects without a paper trimmer. But I love this. I don't think I could do I couldn't live without this. No, I can't. So there's that. I love this tool. Put that on your wish list. Christmas is around the corner. Or join the Crafty Cats. Wow, that was a tongue twister. Join the Crafty Cats team, and you can save 20% on all your Stampin' Up! Products. Now, right now in the month of October, we do have a special. You get to pick out $155 worth of Stampin' Up! Products, and you only pay $99 plus tax. The shipping is free. That shipping is a value of 11%. So not only are you getting, $56 more in Stampin' Up! Product for free, you're also saving 11% on the shipping. It's just a wonderful thing. Reach out to me if you have any questions, or there's a link below for that as well. Okay, so let's go back to our box, because we have our box here and we want to get working on our little treat box. So I'm going to get out my scissors here. You're going to pick two sides. Whatever two sides you pick, they have to be the opposite. So we're going to cut on this score line here. They have to be parallel to one another. So I'm going to cut on the score line right here, up to the score line, and I'm also going to cut it kind of twice, both at an angle, to create kind of like a little dart here. And I'm going to do that obviously on both sides here. Now I don't want to do it, I don't want to turn it and do it here, because we're going to be cutting off that, so we don't want to cut off that little square. So we're going to just turn it to the opposite side here and do the same thing with the little dart. And we're going to do this for the top and the bottom. So let's just go ahead and do this for all of it. And we're just going to create that little dart. It's just easier when you have a little bit of space like this for when you go to fold it on the lines and you go to put the box together. It kind of tucks a lot easier. So we're just going to flip that over. And we're just going to cut that like that. All right, so there's my little darts. We're going to get rid of them. We don't need them anymore. We are going to use our bone folder, because we want to varnish in those creases there. And we're going to do that for all of it. I love this bone folder. I remember when I first started Stampin' Up! So I've been a demonstrator for 10 years, but when I started Stampin' Up! Back in 2001, and for years, I never used the bone folder. I was like, oh, yeah. Now I can't, another tool I can't live without. I use it all the time. Okay, so we can do one of two things. We can use our tear and tape, or we can use our multi-adhesive glue. But what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put some adhesive on this squares and on this squares, because we're going to bring them up like this, and then we're going to bring up our sides, and we're going to give it a little pinch there to help it stay. I like to use the multi-adhesive glue, but that's because if I get it a little crooked, I want to be able to have that little wiggle room. And you can't really have that with tear and tape. All right, so I'm going to bring this up inside like this, and I'm going to go like this. And again, I'm going to say this, something I learned way back in elementary school, ... not a lot. ... not a lot means for the glue. ... not a lot. Woo, I'm having a hard time talking today. Too much glue will squeeze out the sides, and then you get it all on your hands. And for those of you who have had this glue on your hands, it is not fun. It's just a pain, and it makes a mess. So, ... not a lot. It was a teacher used to say that. And of course, I have no idea the teacher. I don't remember who that was. I just remember ... not a lot. All right, so I'm going to bring these in too, because now we have the top of our box. We have the bottom of our box. We need a little pumpkin spice moon pie. We need to put that inside there. Oops, the wrong one. This is the bottom. And then we're going to put the top over. Just like that. How cute is that? Here's our little box. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Okay. I always have to say that. All right. So now we're going to decorate the top of our box. And I have already, for the sake of the video, I have cut out this pumpkin. But we're going to stamp on this one here and cut this one out. Then we're also going to stamp the saying hello. And we're actually going to do some heat embossing today with that. We're going to need, give me a second here because I forgot to grab my heat tool. We're going to use white embossing powder. I know right now, currently, the white embossing powder, it comes in a 3-pack. There's white, black, and I think clear. It currently is unavailable, but it is scheduled to come in soon. But we are going to use the white. And then we're also going to use some designer series paper. This is from the Rustic Harvest designer series paper. This measures at 3 by 3. So we're going to put that flat. We might as well. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm having such a hard time talking today. I should just quit while I'm ahead, but I'm not going to. Okay, because you want to see this box finished. So we're going to keep with it. Keep going. We're going to keep going. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. Get it done and over with. All right, so I need some Pool Party because we used Pool Party paper here. And we're going to stamp this pumpkin in Pool Party. Just like that. And then we'll do all the die cutting. Well, actually, there's only the one die cutting right now. So, you know what? Let's just do that right now. Let's get out my cut and emboss machine. And I have it on the opposite side here. I like to use my right hand here. But we do need to get out the die because clearly I wasn't that prepared. Okay, I just have to say, yesterday my kids had off of school. Well, it was Columbus Day. So they didn't really have off of school. They were home for school. They called it virtual school. So, I mean, like 2 teachers gave them an assignment and that was like it. So I feel like today is Monday because yesterday my husband was home. My kids were home. I felt like it was this long 3-day weekend. And I'm just trying to play catch up here. All right. So we just cut that out. So we don't need that. We're going to set that aside. Because now we're going to do a little heat emboss. I have a scrap piece of basic black. And we got our stamp here. We got our Versamark ink. So we're going to ink that up. And I have, of course, my tray here. Another tool I absolutely love. I love tools, clearly. This is part of our embossing additional kit that's in the mini catalog right now, the June through December. We used to have a tray like this, and then for years we did not, and now we do, and I love it, so grab it. Who knows if it'll carry over into the annual catalog? We have no idea, so grab it while you can. It comes with this tray, it comes with this brush, and some opposite tweezers here, and the tweezers are actually to hold the paper while you're heat embossing. And what I did is I used my Versamark. I inked it up in my Versamark. This is like a very sticky ink pad. And then I sprinkled, and I dumped, I didn't sprinkle, white embossing powder on top. Don't be shy because I'm going to turn around here. For those of you who have never done this before, I'm going to undo the bottom of this here. And I'm just going to tap it in and I'm going to pour it back in there. So you're not wasting anything. I am going to cover that first though, because I will spill it. Totally hands down spill that. All right, so this is perfect for holding it while we heat emboss. This is if I were to get extra pieces on there, I could use this brush and brush around to get all that like extra powder, embossing powder. So the brush is super nice too. All right, so here is my Stampin' Up! Heat tool. We're going to use this today. And it's kind of like a chalky white right now, but once it heats up, it's going to turn to a shiny, bright white. So we're going to turn this on, and there's 2 settings to this heat tool. I always put it on the highest setting. I love how this like changes like right before your eyes. I know many of you may have already, you know, played around with doing heat embossing. See, look at how it's changing. But some of you may be new to heat embossing, so. All right, so see how it just became like a shiny white? There we go. And I don't need this anymore. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I am going to fussy cut around this hello. I'm not being perfect. I'm just fussy cutting. There we go. All right, let's decorate our little box. We are going to need some linen thread and a bow maker, because I'm not a good bow maker without this bow maker. I know some people make beautiful bows, all with just these 2 hands. I am not that girl. I need a bow maker. Okay, so I'm going to make a double bow. So I want the loops to have double the twine. So I cut a piece that's, I don't even know, 24, let's see here. No, 24. About 17 inches long. I know I'm going to have extra. You don't need to cut it this long. But I'm going to bring the ends together so that now I have a shorter piece. And I'm going to wrap it around my bow maker on the back side. I'm going to cross it. Whatever piece is on the top is now going to get tucked underneath and pulled through the 2 pegs, so it's now in the back, okay? Now you need to bring it forward, so you're just going to bring it forward between the 2 pegs. And now I have 2 pieces here, and I'm just going to tie it into a knot. Now I'm going to trim this like that. And now I have a double bow. So we have a double bow just like that. All right, so now we're just going to be putting this together. So let's put the top of our pumpkin, like the little top guy here. And I put this pumpkin flat. So we're just going to place that like that. But with this pumpkin, I did use dimensionals to pop up. So I'm going to place some dimensionals on my pumpkin. And we're just going to kind of overlap it like that. I'm going to adhere the linen thread bow, I'm going to use mini glue dots. I definitely recommend mini glue dots if you're going to do a bow like with twine or ribbon. And we're just going to place that right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use dimensionals for the seine as well. And we're just going to kind of place that right there. There you go. There's our little box. How cute is that? So cute. I mean, look at it. And then you open it up and you got a pumpkin spice little moon pie. What a cute little treat. All right, let's go to this treat. I'm excited to do this treat. For those of you who have already played with this, I'm sure you love it. And if you haven't, well, we're going to do it right now. So this will be fun. So I took a piece of designer series paper, and I think I have this at, let's see here, 5 1/4 by 6. Okay. So, you know, you can pull out your scraps or whatever, but I didn't want to waste any designer series paper because, well, that would be wasteful and we don't want to do that. So I tried to get it as close as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to now run this through the cut and emboss machine. So we're going to get this back out and we're going to run this through the cut and emboss machine. What's nice about this is not only does it cut, this die cuts it out, but it also scores it for you. So we're going to run this through. Okay. And let's push that out because we don't need these plates. All right, so I'm going to place that right there. So I know you can't see this probably on the video. Let me get rid of these. But there's actual score lines here, 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 here. And then there's score lines that go all the way around too. And that's to help guide for folding it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get back out our bone folder. I know this video doesn't really, you can't see the score lines, but we're going to gently, because this paper is a lot thinner than cardstock, we're going to gently fold it around and score it on all the score lines. And then we're going to, now I did not, let's see here. I just did it like that. All right, so, and I hope I'm doing this right, but for me, there is an extra one here, but I think that's to help. So like, when I say extra, I mean this whole strip. Technically, you could put adhesive here and then fold it over and it would make a square. But I think this is to help, another one to help like reassure that it's put together properly. So I'm going to use, let's see here. I'm going to use, we could use tear and tape. We could use glue. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus because this is some strong adhesive and this is not cardstock. So I'm going to wrap this around like this. And I'm just going to bring it like this. And if you fold it down, you can, you know, press on it, give it an actual seal of approval here. And then you have your little box here. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to close up one side by wrapping some linen thread around it. So I'm going to put out a piece of linen thread here, and then we're going to put the candy in it. So I'm just going to tie it like this, but this is my seam and I want that to kind of be my back. So I'm going to bring this forward and I'm going to tie it again and just kind of double knot it. And then I'm going to trim this linen thread. And then I'll just trim it. Okay. All right, so now let's get some candy. I'm pretty sure this fits 3. I think that's what I have in there. So we're going to stuff 3 of these little candies in there. Maybe I did only have 2 in there. I couldn't remember. Nope, it is only 2. So it's 2 that fit in there. So let's bring that a little forward here. There we go. All right. And now let's go ahead and we'll tie the other end here too. Oops. So we're going to bring it to the back side and I'm going to tie it once and then I'm going to flip it over so it's now on the front side and I'm going to tie it again, but this time I'm going to double knot it and then trim it. All right, so there's our treat. Cute. I love this. I think it's so cute. Okay, so now we're going to do some stamping. So I've already die cutted one of these in basic white. I used this one right here out. So we're going to do some stamping and some die cutting. So we need to do With Much Love. And I'm going to come over more towards the right of it because I'm going to be tucking some of this under. So I want to make sure my sein's off more to the right. And we need Old Olive. I am going to stamp this leaf in Old Olive on Old Olive. And then we're going to bring out Pool Party. And again, I'm just using scraps here. So you would stamp this twice because we're going to do 2, but for the sake of the video, I already did 1 and cut it out because we do have dies for this pumpkin Hello Harvest. So there is a die for this, but there is not a die for this little flower. So you are going to be, so here's this one. We are going to be fussy cutting that out. Unfortunately, I know some of you do not like fussy cutting. Okay, I'm having a hard time grabbing that, so we're just gonna shove that off to the side. All right, so let's bring back our cut and emboss machine because we are going to cut and emboss this leaf. So we're gonna put that right in there. And see how it's kind of sliding around on me? I have some washi tape in my drawer. So I am going to, first of all, I have like a gap here. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to flip this because I want this more flat on to my base. But I'm going to put this on here and then I'm going to put a little washi tape on there because that will hold it in place so that it doesn't slide around when I'm running it through, because I don't want it to slide around and ruin what I just stamped. So let's take that, and there we are. All right. So now we have that. And we're going to use dimensionals. I'm going to just place 2 dimensionals on the back of this because I like dimensionals. And I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to place this flat and we're going to kind of tuck it under. I should have probably done that first. There we go. And then we're going to do some mini dimensionals. We need some mini ones here for this flower. And then we're going to cut this one out. So like I said, unfortunately, we have to fussy cut. But it's not really that bad. You're just kind of going around, leaving some space. You're just turning your paper. Leave your scissors in. Don't keep bringing your scissors out away from the paper. You're just turning your paper. And you're just turning. Okay, now I'm going to cut that part off because it was hard to turn. So, and then turn, and then turn. So there's your other flower. Let's set that aside. We're going to put a mini pop dot on the back of this. And then we're going to place them right on top of the leaf, kind of overlapping one another. But now we're going to add some little black dots. Now, if you have your matte dots, your black matte dots, those work perfect. I'm actually using the classic matte dots. This pack has black, but it also has white, very vanilla, and all the basics. It has the basic gray too. So I'm just using the very little ones. They're smaller than the black matte, so that's why I used them. All right, and there you have it. So let's move that aside. So you have an easy treat box that, I mean, you can make with the dies. And then you have also an easy little box that you could put little treats in, and you don't have to fill it with this. You could put different chocolates in it. You could do whatever you wanted with it. It's so cute. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Weekly Wednesday projects. If you are not a YouTube subscriber of mine, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. In the links below are links to the free project sheet that you can print out. It also has links for the joining special if you are interested in that. Or if you want to shop with me, you can shop right at amandasinspirationstation.com, and you can use this hostess code for this week. This week is Wednesday, October 12th. Jeez, it's half of October already. Crazy. All right. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye now.